Figured I'd get the thing started before talking to him. I don't know what he's up to and don't know what he wants. Like what? Which one?
The Tillamook Health Center, the one over by 6th Street.
TCCHC?
What's that?
TCCHC?
I can't hear you. It's over off the Pacific. Were you there earlier?
Yeah. I left there because of safety issues.
Okay. They're concerned because you came in there and you got upset.
Well, it's not illegal to get upset.
Okay.
It's also not illegal to speak in a human voice.
Any statements online about blowing the building up?
No, I made statements online about not blowing the building up.
Okay. All right. They were concerned, okay?
No, they're not concerned. They're playing victims because they broke the law.
Okay. But you didn't say you were going to blow up the building, right?
No, I didn't. Matter of fact, you can go online and listen to it.
Okay.
I speak often about how I am not willing to blow people up, not willing to light buildings on fire, not willing to do those things.
They're getting ready to exclude you from the building, which means you'll be criminally trespassed if you come back, okay?
Well, that's the thing, is they committed felonies, and I'm trying to turn them in for that. That's why they're playing victim.
They're ready to make it so if you come back, you can get arrested. So I'm just giving you a fair warning now, okay?
Well, it's not fair or a warning. They're committing felonies, and you're abusing their power to get away with it.
But the problem is they can exclude you from the building, which would mean if they told you to come back.
I already left of my own volition. I'm not interested in going back to be victimized.
All right, I'll let you go, okay?
See? Told you they play victim. God bless America. By the way, that was Martinez. There's his vehicle. Now, this is what happens when you actually follow the rules and stand up for yourself. So yes, I made sure that I recorded it. And I'm making sure I record him driving off. When it comes to my safety and the safety of my loved ones, that is paramount. When people decided they were going to threaten my little sister and my niece and Miss Jerry, all the way back in 2016 and 2017, it's these asswipes I was told to go to. Now you notice how I explained to him about the felonies committed, and instead of him doing something about it, he's leaving. Do we expect the police to do their jobs for homeless people, for men, or for the disabled? Of course we fucking don't. On the bright side, I have all of these people's names, well, most of them anyway. Them wanting to start an attitude with me and of course play victim, that's what they do. This is the only thing they know how to do with your money, is to fucking steal it and victimize the victims. And then run off with their legs. Right? Their little stubby legs. Because of course real men gotta be 6'2" or taller, right? Obviously these people aren't very manly. Isn't that what we want to push? If we don't get what we want right when we want it, we start insulting their manhood. Tell them they have small penis energy. Well, it might not be a bright idea to say that to a police officer. Seems that a police officer is willing to go to prison for life if you make fun of his pecker size. And this is how the world really works when it's just you. People ignore you until you have a meltdown from abuse, and then they tell you it's your fault that you were abused because you had a meltdown. You're out of your fucking minds. Now that cop has been sitting over there for a few minutes right over there. Let's see if we can zoom it in. No, it's not letting us, but he's still parked over there. Not sure what his intent and purpose is. He's not doing anything. This is how the world really works. You make a video how you're not willing to kill people. How you think that all of these fucking nut jobs running around threatening to kill people are fucking idiots. About how it doesn't help any of us out. And what do I get to deal with? I get to deal with rotten cops and their coworkers playing victim. Oh my God, he was threatening my wife. You're a dumb cunt. Now, under better circumstances, we could have been friends. But the reality is, it ain't about being friends. These people don't give a shit about you. They don't give a shit about me. They don't give a fuck about any of us. What they care about is getting paid, and that is all. And then the majority of these folks that we got to deal with, both men and women alike, are man-haters. Tell me that's not creepy. That you send male victims to places, sites, and locations that have historically been known for victimizing men. So why send us to those places? Oh, looks like that cop is just now getting ready to pull out. There he goes. Nope, he's still sitting there. Right dead center in the square of the screen. I probably shouldn't say dead center, because then somebody might pretend that I'm threatening their life. Obviously, I'm not. Now, don't get me wrong. I think that for the things that they've done, they do certainly deserve a lot worse than what they're getting. They certainly deserve a lifetime in prison. He's still just sitting there. Still ain't making it across the way. How long has he been sitting there? I mean, this interaction started, well, it says 7 minutes and 19 seconds, so about 8 minutes ago. Oh, he finally pulled out. Took long enough. Makes me wonder what's wrong with him, or what's wrong with his vehicle, or what's wrong with us for paying our fucking taxes for this shit. What the fuck are we paying our taxes for? So a bunch of rich people who've never been homeless can sit on a committee and make decisions for us, earning $100,000 a year to go to 7 meetings a year. 7 meetings. Lovely. Yeah, I think we should take the money for helping out the homeless, and we should use it to make sure that homelessness is extra illegal, and we should make sure that we got more money for locking people up. Yeah, that's a great idea. Woo! Go Broncos. Meanwhile, I choose not to light their buildings on fire. I choose not to blow their buildings up. I choose not to do these things. But you see how the only thing they understand is violence and intimidation. If it was their families being threatened, and their lives being threatened, it'd be a different story. Now, the fact that they outright lied, not only to that officer, but also to the general public, that's right, it was being recorded live. Did I start off recording things live? No, I certainly didn't. I started off not knowing how to do the recording thing at all. Looks like there's somebody pretty close to my vehicle. They're kind of parked in a weird way. I don't think they're up to any rotten stuff, but that's kind of a weird place to park. It's not actually in a parking lane, it's in the middle of the drive lane. This is how small towns work. People don't like that they're recorded doing wrong shit, so they throw tantrums and get their friends involved. I'm used to it. I'm also used to standing up to those friends and those cowards. Unlike them, I actually need help. But my needs don't matter, do they? And I saw that officer when he pulled up, and I made sure I started the recording. Now that he's gone, well, more's the better, huh? By the way, that's Martinez. That's the officer that Chris was talking about last night, who got an attitude with him when he was a rookie and now has a set against him. Shitty attitude and all that. Imagine that. Anyway, I was thinking about doing some drugs, except I don't have any drugs to do, and I'm not interested in doing drugs. But we can pretend for your benefit, right? We'll pretend whatever the hell you want. You want to pretend I'm a murderer? Fine, we'll pretend. Now prove it. Even if I pretend to be a predator, you still have to prove it. Oh wait, no you don't. Just making an accusation against a homeless person is good enough for a conviction. That's in all 50 states, motherfuckers. Now you're supposed to get special rights and privileges if you live in Hawaii and you're a native Hawaiian, but they're not observing those, are they? Of course not. Hawaiians aren't white. Well, you know what? It's not just Hawaiians. We did this to a lot of white people, too. The powerful take while we give. We give them their power. We give them their property. We give them everything that they want while they complain that they're giving up too much. People who have never had to go hungry a day in their lives, making decisions for us. Getting paid more money for 7 meetings than the average person makes in a year. Well, I get to hear how I owe it to women to go to the back of the bus because the average woman makes $44,000 a year and the average man makes almost $49,000 a year. I didn't even break $10,000 in a single year until last year. And even then, what's 12 times 840? Sorry, 12 times 822. That might not break 10,000 even. Might not break it. And then there's all the money I gotta spend to travel to all these places for them to run me around in circles and then play victim. I know when to not go back. I know when there's safety issues and when they're going to create safety issues and keep those safety issues up. I already know that going back to that place was a bad idea, but I was forced to go there. When I say forced, I mean forced. When you're a disabled person and you're being victimized because you're disabled, and you're sent to one of these services, you're being sent there for a reason. If they're not doing that job, they are fleecing the American public, yourself and myself alike. This is about the time where lots of people in town start getting pissed off and calling in everywhere they know that I go and saying, oh my God, he's evil. Go fuck yourselves, you stupid cunts. The cops can go fuck themselves too. As long as none of the people who disappeared from Tillamook since I've been here end up dead, these guys have only a little bit to worry about. They only have to worry about misdemeanors and for about a dozen of them, prison time. But if somebody ends up dead, they can be charged for murder. If somebody else is charged for murder in a case like that, they can be charged with involuntary manslaughter, even with somebody else that's completely unrelated to them committing the murder. Let's give you an example. Gabby Petito was murdered after police in Arizona obstructed justice and did not follow protocol. That resulted in 2 deaths. Are the police in Arizona legally responsible for that? Yes, they absolutely are. Fuck this goddamn country and everyone in it. You haven't found a way yet to shut me up. I started off this video exactly how I expected it to go when I left that goddamn office. See, when they want to play victim, they call instantly, they know what to do. But they'll play retarded with you for months and months. Meanwhile, the police officer didn't do his job as a mandated reporter, is he? That's because Officer Martinez is a little bitch. Was I nice to him to his face? You goddamn right. They haven't invented a car yet that can outrun a radio. When these dumb cunts want to play victim, they destroy innocent people's lives. And when they can't find a killer, they'll frame a homeless man. When they can't find the person who started the 4 Mile fire, they'll blame a homeless man. When they don't know who killed JonBenet Ramsey, they'll blame a homeless man. Alright, I need to go to storage. I probably am not in good enough shape to get anything moved into storage, but I'm going to try. I'm also going to ask him if there's another unit I could move my stuff into on the bottom floor, even if it takes a little more. The fact that it's on the floor that it is makes it fucking impossible. I gotta do a lot of walking with stuff in my hands, and that's not easy. Now, with people talking over me, talking over my disabilities, they don't know any details about me. They're too busy talking over me and playing victim, sending me in the wrong direction, knowingly, willingly, and intentionally. These are felonies. I'm an at-risk adult, for Christ's sake. The fact that I've been railroaded in the courts under the auspices of being mentally ill shows that they need to do their jobs. It is their job. It is a mandatory job, not an optional job. So up to storage we go, and then back down here, hopefully before 5 o'clock. Hopefully Michael will show up. He's already been paid. He said he was going to pay me back as soon as he got his food stamps, and he hasn't gotten around to it, so he was apologizing to me, telling me he was skating out on me just because he knew that he still owed me. I let him know, dude, it's no biggie. I mean, I spent $400 on Candace and her son and her friend to eat, so yeah. You and your little piddly whatever ain't much. It's just the mass quantity of peoples with their piddly whatever that adds up. See, an at-risk adult out here has no protection. We have to rely on drug addicts. If you're not a drug addict, you're the odd man out. If you got 10 guys in a room and 9 of them are alcoholics, yeah, sure. All 9 of them like the fact that you're not going to drink their alcohol. But also, when somebody does something stupid and breaks the law, they're not going to turn in the other alcoholics because they drink with the other alcoholics. Most of their social interactions with other alcoholics. They're going to protect the other alcoholics because, well, they all know what it's like to need to get well. Let's hope I can get enough stuff, at least off of my passenger seat, to allow a passenger into my vehicle. problem is that none of these businesses have the right to deny me any of the services required of them as mandated reporters. It is against the law for them to profit, to intentionally take advantage of Medicare and Medicaid in the way that they have. I explain that every time I go in, or nearly every time. I'm sure there's some asshole who's going to go through every one of those videos and go, oh, well, on this one occasion you didn't. Or in this one video it's blotchy and splotchy enough that you don't have any evidence of it, so you must be a liar. Lots of people called me a liar for saying stuff about them that came out of their mouths. They wanted to call me a liar and say that I was slandering their name. And then I send them they want to call me a liar, claim that I slandered their name, and then I send them the recording of them saying that, their own words, their words, coming out of their mouths. Boy, oh boy, do they hate me after that. How dare you tell the truth, Sean? How dare you prove that I'm a liar, Sean? Oh, poor them. My phone's overheating, so I'm trying to blow it off. They've been playing head games for 7 months. What did they expect out of me? That I was just going to lay down and take it like a bitch? Fuck no, I get louder and louder. I save property damage for when it's essential. And I'm not above property damage. Between a human life and a building doesn't mean shit to me. Between a human life and a vehicle doesn't mean shit to me. Between a human life and a bus ticket doesn't mean shit to me. Between a human life and a food stamp card doesn't mean shit to me. But you notice how people want to redirect my words and change my words around, and somehow magically they're correct because it's just me. It's just their word versus mine. Plenty of evidence that I told the truth, but no, I'm prevented from even going to court. Illegally. Repeatedly. Fuck this goddamn country and everyone in it. These places are not helping me out. They are intentionally putting myself and my loved ones at risk. No, they don't have the right to privacy, and neither do any of the rest of you. When it comes to children, the elderly, or disabled or at-risk adults, you do not have the expectation of privacy. Not in any state. Write that down. Bonjour.
Sure, sure.
I was going to see if you guys might possibly have a ground unit yet. Alright. It's killing my back and my legs going up and down the stairs. It's mostly the stairs that are killing me, not so much the walking through the hall. Oh, I'll let you have the call. Sir.
Unfortunately, they're all upstairs in the same building you're in. I take that back.
Alright.
I have 2 units in that building over here, but again, upstairs. Yeah. It's been a rough time for people waiting for downstairs units. I know.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of disabled people here who have issues with the stairs.
Yeah. And so,
When Tom moved in, he was complaining about that too. I'm older. Yeah, you're definitely older.
yeah. I was like, well, we'll try to get you a downstairs one. I do have people that say they're moving out downstairs. I just don't know when. They're a little fuzzy on their. And well, here I have a downstairs one, but I have it in. It's unavailable right now because I'm waiting on getting it fixed. It's a 5x10, so there is one. I can get you on the list for that.
Sounds good to me.
So McMahon Storage. This is Jeremy. Yeah, Virginia.
All right. Now, when people at one of these places start playing victim, I don't go back, not unless I'm sent back. And even then, I explain over and over that there's a safety issue. I get talked over, like I'm retarded. Almost 3 o'clock. All right, we'll see if I can get some of this stuff moved out of here. Now, obviously, I've got the knowledge of explosives to be able to blow stuff up. Obviously, I know what I can get with my food stamp card that'll make it easy.
What was that last name again?
Schwartz?
Schwartz. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll get you looked up. I'll add you onto the wait list for that one. If you're
Alright.
not already on there, I think you already are. When this one comes available, I'll do my best to reach out to you first. If you don't, get back to me and realize that there's like a bunch of other people there, so it's basically first come, first served. But I'll see what I can do for you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Also, there's one of the local homeless folks is gonna come help me move my stuff. I'm just letting you know because of the reputation with him.
Gotcha.
He's just gonna be moving stuff in. He's not staying.
As long as they're coming with you, that's fine. What's the name though?
His name is Christian. I'm not sure what his last name is.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah. There's one fella that we have like trespassed off the property, so I just want to make sure that.
Absolutely, that's part of the reason I brought it up. I know there's been a lot of problems with break-ins and a lot of problems with meth addicts and a lot of problems with people staying in the units. So
Yeah, that had been an issue in the past. We haven't had any recently, but yeah, it's good to.
well, you let us know when we first move into the unit, so at least you're straightforward about it, and that keeps people not so stupid.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I can see and I can watch, so don't do it.
It's easier to follow the rules if I know what the rules are.
Precisely. All right.
Absolutely. Well, I'm gonna see if I can get that stuff up the stairs, so I got room for Michael to sit in here so he can help me with the stuff in the back.
Cool. I'll add you to the list for that other 5x10. Mark that. I don't know when the carpenter is working on the house mostly right now instead of the unit, but we'll
It's
see.
understandable.
Maybe in like a week or something.
I'm so glad that you're the only one who works here, because anybody else looking at them videos of you going up and down the stairs would definitely profit off of it, putting it on the internet.
Oh yeah, no, we're not about that.
Look at that dumbass with the cane.
Yeah, the only thing I don't want to see when you go up is you fall. So, I mean, don't do that.
Right? Well, I make sure I grab the wall and I hold up
That's why-
high.
Yeah,
So,
that's why we have the railing there
yep.
to assist with that. So,
And thank you for all that. Like, you guys are very well accommodating. At most places, I'm used to getting treated like I'm a drug addict just because of
oh,
the look, you know?
no, as long as you abide by the rules and everything, we'll treat you with respect. So,
Absolutely. And if I do something wrong, let me know, because sometimes I do. Like that day I was parked in front of that guy's door.
oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, if it's something like that, we'll bring it to your attention, as long as you're not leaving trash and things around, we're pretty,
Pretty lax.
pretty lax about it, so it makes it simple. As long as folks are following the rules, that's fine.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you.
All right, thanks. I'll get you up there.
Thanks, sir. Oh. There's a lot of people who moved here because they were told that all these great, wonderful laws that are supposed to help out disabled people. When they get here, you realize that the rent in a lot of these areas is $3,200 a month. And that their idea of helping us here is to fleece every disabled person in the state for federal funding. They know exactly what they're doing. And it is, by law, racketeering. Organized crime. They know they're breaking the law. They do it anyway. So, let's turn off my phone, let it charge up a bit, and try to get some stuff moved.